Hi, my name is Noah Watkins. 3 months ago, my wife, Kate, died in a hospital room I wasn't allowed to enter. That's what they told me anyway. Kate's sister Lena made sure the hospital staff understood I wasn't immediate family, which apparently doesn't include the person you've been married to for 8 years. I spent those final hours in a waiting room drinking coffee that tasted like regret, while Lena sat at Kate's bedside, holding her hand, playing the devoted sister. Now I'm standing in the back of Franklin and Son's funeral home, watching Lena dab her eyes with a handkerchief. She's wearing head-to-toe black Chanel, her husband trailing behind like an accessory, and she's accepting condolences like she's the widow instead of me. Kate's casket is white, closed. I never got to see her one last time. The funeral director calls everyone to the conference room for the will reading. My stomach turns, but I follow the crowd. Lena takes the chair at the head of the table like she's running a board meeting. I sit near the door, still numb, still trying to piece together how my wife could die without me being able to say goodbye. The lawyer, some guy in a suit too expensive for this town, opens a folder and starts reading. Kate's grandmother left behind a trust worth $50 million. Commercial properties across Boston. Investment accounts. Real estate holdings. A fortune built over 40 years. The entirety of the Eleanor Watkins Trust, the lawyer reads, including all properties, accounts, and assets, is hereby bequeathed to Lena Marie Hale in recognition of her steadfast support during Kate's final illness and her demonstrated financial acumen. The room spins. $50 million. To Lena. Noah Watkins, the lawyer continues, and my name sounds wrong in his voice, is bequeathed the property located at 247 Meadowbrook Lane, described in the deed as follows. The old summer house, Lena interrupts, her voice dripping with false sympathy. Kate wanted you to have something to remember her by. The lawyer clears his throat. The property is noted as structurally questionable, with 6 months of unpaid tax obligations. Estimated value is approximately $200,000, pending inspection and necessary renovations. $200,000 versus $50 million. Kate's family members shift in their seats, avoiding my eyes. Lena's husband smirks. The lawyer slides a single iron key across the polished table. It's old-fashioned, the kind you'd see in a movie about haunted houses. Attached to it is a small tag with Kate's handwriting. For when you're ready to know. My hand shakes when I pick it up. Lena leans across the table, her perfume overwhelming. Kate told me something before she died. She said it loud enough for others to hear, but soft enough to sound intimate. She said marrying you was the biggest mistake she ever made. Leaving you the house was generous, considering you contributed nothing. Her voice drops to a whisper only I can catch. She also said you'd be too stupid to figure out why. Blood pounds in my ears. I want to stand up, to shout, to demand answers. But what would I even say? My wife is dead. The will is legal. I got a falling down house and a key with a cryptic note. The lawyer continues reading through smaller bequests, Kate's books to a cousin, her jewelry to an aunt, but I'm not listening anymore. I'm staring at the key, at Kate's handwriting, at the date scribbled in the corner of the tag. The date is from 2 days before Kate died. 2 days when Lena claimed Kate was unconscious and unresponsive. 2 days when I was told she couldn't communicate, couldn't move, couldn't do anything but slip away. But she wrote this. She held a pen and wrote my name and a date that doesn't match the story I was told. I look up at Lena. She's watching me with an expression I can't read. Then she smiles. Don't bother contesting the will, Noah. Kate was evaluated by 3 psychiatrists. Completely sound mind. You have nothing. But her voice has an edge that doesn't match her words. Something sharp underneath the sympathy. Something that sounds like fear. The drive to Meadowbrook Lane took 3 hours through roads that get narrower the farther I go from the city. My truck kicks up dust on the gravel driveway, and I'm expecting a disaster. Lena's lawyer described the place as structurally questionable, which in real estate language usually means one strong wind away from collapse. Instead, I found a Victorian house with fresh white paint. I stopped the engine and just sat there, staring. The lawn is cut. The windows are new, double-paned, no cracks. Flower boxes under each sill hold late-season blooms that someone's been watering. This doesn't look like a house that's been abandoned. This looks like someone lives here. The iron key fits the front door lock like it was made yesterday. Inside, the air doesn't smell like dust or mold. It smells like coffee and lavender. Like someone brewed a pot this morning and left windows open to air the place out. Fresh flowers sit in a vase on the kitchen counter. Not dried out, week-old flowers. Fresh ones. Replaced within the last few days. I walk through the rooms like I'm trespassing in someone else's life. Kate's clothes hang in the bedroom closet, not old dresses from summers past, but recent purchases. Tags still attached. Jeans in her size. A jacket I've never seen before. In the bathroom, prescription bottles line the counter. I picked one up and read the label. K. Watkins. Pain management post-procedure. Filled. October 18th. 3 weeks ago? Kate died 3 months ago. The funeral was 3 months ago. I watched them lower her casket into the ground 3 months ago. So why is there a prescription filled 3 weeks ago? I moved faster now, opening drawers, checking cabinets. The refrigerator has food in it. Milk that doesn't expire for another week. Fresh vegetables. A half-eaten container of yogurt. Someone has been living here. Recently. Maybe they still do. The second bedroom has been converted into a study. The walls are covered with papers, medical records, legal documents, financial statements, and photographs. Dozens of them. Tacked up like a detective's murder board. Photos of Lena meeting with men in suits at expensive restaurants. Lena signing documents in what looks like a hospital office. Lena standing outside a bank with a briefcase. Her expression smug. One photo made my blood run cold. It's dated the day Kate died. It shows Lena in a hospital administrative office, shaking hands with a man I don't recognize. She's smiling. Who smiles the day their sister dies? Above the desk, our wedding photo hangs in a simple frame. I lift it off the wall to look closer, and something shifts behind it. A soft click. Mechanical. Deliberate. Behind the frame, taped to the wall, is a USB drive. A sticky note is attached in Kate's handwriting. If you're reading this, I'm either dead or Lena succeeded. Start here. Trust no one. Especially not the death certificate. My hands shake so hard I nearly drop it. The death certificate? Trust no one? Kate's laptop sits open on the desk. I press the power button and it wakes immediately. Battery still charged. The password screen appears with a hint. The night you promised forever. Our anniversary. I type the date and it opens. I plug in the USB drive and a folder appears with video files. Dozens of them. Each labeled with a date. The oldest is from 6 months ago. The most recent is from 3 weeks ago, the same date as the prescription bottle. I click the oldest file. The video player opens, and there's Kate. She's sitting in this exact room. Thinner than I remember, but alive. Very much alive. Her eyes meet the camera, meet my eyes, and she takes a breath. Noah, she says, if you're watching this, Lena has probably told you, I died suddenly. She'll have paperwork, doctor's statements, maybe even a body. Don't believe her. I need you to listen carefully, because everything you think you know about the last 6 months is a lie. The video cuts to black. Then it restarts with a different date. Kate looks worse this time, pale, exhausted, but she's still talking, still recording, still preparing me for something. I hit play. If you're still here, and you are enjoying this story, click subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I watch 6 hours of recordings before the sun comes up. Kate talks directly to the camera in each one, and I can see her getting weaker as the dates progress. But her voice stays steady, focused, like she's giving testimony she knows will matter later. 5 years ago, I found out I carry a genetic mutation, she says in the first video. BRCA1. It's the same one that killed Mom, Grandma Eleanor, and 3 of my aunts before they turned 50. My doctor said I had an 87% chance of developing cancer in my lifetime. The only way to reduce that risk was preventive surgery. She explains how Grandma Eleanor's trust fund worked. The $50 million could only be accessed after genetic testing and consultation with approved medical specialists. It was designed to help the family members who needed expensive preventive care. When I got tested and qualified for the money, I discovered something else, Kate continues. Lena had been stealing from the trust for years. Small amounts at first, then bigger transfers. Almost $3 million total. She'd been forging Grandma's signature on withdrawal forms, paying off accountants to hide the missing money. The next video shows Kate's face tight with fear. 2 years ago, my car brakes failed on the highway. The mechanic said someone cut the lines. I didn't want to believe it was Lena, so I convinced myself it was random. A mistake. 1 year ago, my prescription medication was tampered with. I ended up in the emergency room with symptoms that looked like a heart attack. The doctors were confused because I'm 34 and healthy. When I got home, I checked my pill bottles. Someone had switched my vitamins with blood pressure medication enough to cause what happened. Kate's hands shake as she holds up a document. That's when I started documenting everything. And that's when I realized Lena wasn't just stealing money. She was trying to kill me, because if I died before accessing the trust, the money would default to her. But if I survived and underwent treatment, I'd control the entire estate and see all the financial records. I'd know what she'd done. The videos continue. Kate describes contacting the FBI, becoming a confidential informant, gathering evidence while Lena thought she was paranoid and unstable. 4 months ago, I scheduled surgery, Kate says, and this recording shows her sitting in what looks like a hospital gown. Lena found out and immediately recommended a doctor. She was so helpful, so supportive. She even offered to cover the costs. That's when I knew for certain she was planning to kill me during the procedure. Kate's voice drops. I hired a private investigator. He discovered Lena had paid the surgeon $200,000 to cause a fatal complication on the operating table. She was going to murder me and make it look like a medical error. My stomach turns. I pause the video and walk to the kitchen for water, trying to process what I'm hearing. My wife spent months knowing her own sister was actively trying to kill her, and she told no one, not her friends. Not me. Especially not me. I go back to the laptop and click the next file. This one is dated 4 months ago, right around the time I was told Kate died. I had the real surgery 3 days ago, Kate says, and she looks exhausted but relieved. Not with Lena's doctor. With a team the FBI arranged at a facility in Boston under a fake name. Lena thinks I'm going through with her plan next week. She has no idea I've already done it. She leans closer to the camera. Tomorrow, I'm going to disappear. The FBI will stage my death using paperwork from the surgery. Lena arranged the one that never happened. There will be a funeral, a death certificate, everything. Lena will inherit the trust, thinking she finally won. Kate's expression hardens. But she didn't win. I'm alive, and every move she makes from now on, every word she says, every lie she tells, I'm recording it. The FBI is recording it, and when she feels safe enough to show her true self, we'll have everything we need to put her in prison for the rest of her life. The video ends with instructions. Check the safe behind the London Bridge painting. The code is the date I should have died but didn't. Everything you need is inside. I found the painting above the fireplace, a black and white photograph of a steel bridge over the Thames. I lift it off the wall, and behind it is a biometric safe with a keypad, the date from Kate's fake death certificate. I enter the numbers, and a prompt appears to enter a code for secondary authentication. A fingerprint scanner glows blue. I press my thumb against it, confused why it would accept my print, then realize Kate must have programmed it months ago. She knew I'd find this. She knew I'd need access. The safe door clicks open. Inside is $50,000 in cash bundled with rubber bands. A prepaid phone with one contact saved. Legal documents showing the entire trust transferred to my name as Kate's widower. Medical records proving her surgery was successful. And a handwritten note on cream-colored paper. Noah, if you're reading this, Lena found me. Don't go to the police yet. She owns half the local force. Call the number in this phone. Tell them she sent you for the London files. They'll know what to do. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you before. I'm sorry for everything. But please finish this. Don't let her win. Kay. My hand hovers over the phone. Kate's voice still echoing in my head. Everything I thought I knew about the last 3 months just shattered. I pull the chair out from Kate's desk and sit down with the phone pressed between my hands, staring at the single contact saved inside, a number with no name. My hands shake as I pick up the prepaid phone. One contact saved with no name, just a number. I hit call. A woman answers on the second ring. Mr. Watkins, we've been waiting for you to find this. Who is this? Special Agent Rebecca Torres, FBI Financial Crimes. Your wife has been working with us as a confidential informant for 6 months. She told us if you called this number, it meant she was right you'd find the evidence and want to help finish what she started. Is she alive? I asked. Yes, and in protective custody. But we need your help. Lena will make a move soon. She'll come looking for what Kate left you. When she does, I need you to keep your regular phone on and recording. Get her talking. Get her to admit what she's done. And if she threatens me, we'll have agents in the area. But Noah, this is your choice. You can walk away right now, and we'll bring you to Kate. Or you can help us get the confession we need to put Lena away for life. I look at the evidence spread across the mantel. The videos of Kate explaining everything. The documents proving murder and embezzlement. The $50,000 in cash Kate left for me to run if I needed to. If you're still here and you are enjoying this story, click subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Tell me what to do, I said. Agent Torres, the woman from the burner phone, tells me to stay put, that they're moving assets into position, that Lena will make a move soon. She's right. The next morning, gravel crunches in the driveway. Through the window, I see Lena stepping out of a black SUV, 2 men in suits behind her. She's found me, and she's not alone. I put the cash and phone in my pocket, closed the safe, and went to meet Lena in the living room before she could knock. She stops on the porch, surprised to see me already standing there. Noah. Her voice is smooth, controlled. I wasn't expecting you so soon. You knew I'd come, I say. That's why you made sure I got the house. Her eyes scanned the room behind me, looking for something. The lawyer insisted. Kate's instructions were very specific about you receiving the property. She adjusts her purse strap. I tried to argue she was confused before she passed, but the will was ironclad. The 2 men with her stay by the SUV, hands in their pockets, watching. The house is in better condition than you described, I say. Someone's been maintaining it, paying utilities. Kate's laptop is still here, logged in. Lena's smile falters for half a second. Is it? I haven't been here in years. Neither had Kate, according to you. But there's food in the refrigerator, fresh flowers on the counter, a prescription bottle dated 3 weeks ago. The silence stretches between us. One of the men moves closer to the porch steps. Lena drops the grieving sister act. Her voice goes flat, businesslike. Did you find it? The USB drive? The safe? Is that what you're protecting? I keep my face neutral. Find what? Don't insult me. She steps into the doorway uninvited. Kate was always theatrical. She left you clues, didn't she? Little hints to make you feel like the hero discovering the truth. Let me save you time. Whatever she told you is lies. She was sick, Noah. Mentally unstable. Paranoid. The medical records will prove it. Which medical records? I ask. The fake ones showing she died 3 months ago? Or the real ones showing she survived surgery? Lena goes completely still. The morning light catches her face and I see something I've never seen before. Fear. Real fear. What did you say? I know she's alive, Lena. I know what you tried to do. The temperature in the room seems to drop. Lena looks at the man standing closest to her, and he nods once. She turns back to me with an expression that makes my skin crawl, not anger, but cold calculation. Was alive, Lena corrects quietly. Past tense. Complications from experimental surgery. Very tragic. Happens more often than people realize, especially with procedures done under false identities in facilities that cut corners. My blood runs cold. You're lying. Am I? She steps closer. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to give me whatever Kate left in this house. The USB drive, the documents, the laptop, all of it. In exchange, I'll give you $500,000. Cash. More money than you'd see in 5 years of work. You just inherited $50 million, I say. Why do you care what's in this house? Lena's jaw tightens. Because Kate was vindictive. She couldn't accept that I was always smarter, always more successful. She hid evidence she thought would destroy me. And if anyone finds what's in this house, my entire life collapses. The trust, the properties, everything. It all reverts to Kate's estate. Her voice drops to a whisper. Which means it goes to you. And I will burn this house down with you inside before I let that happen. I held up my phone, showing the active call with FBI. Recording displayed. Too late. What did you do? I called someone Kate said I could trust. They've been listening to this entire conversation. Every word you just said about the hospital, the evidence, the threats, is being recorded and transmitted in real time. Lena's face drains of color. You're bluffing. Outside, sirens begin wailing in the distance. Multiple vehicles, getting closer. The two men by the SUV tense. One reaches for something inside his jacket. Lena looks at me with pure hatred burning in her eyes. You have no idea what you just started, she says. Kate died alone because she underestimated me. You're about to make the same mistake. She turns and runs for the SUV. The sirens get louder, and I stand in the doorway of the house Kate left me, holding evidence that will either save her life or prove she's already gone, waiting for whoever's on the other end of that phone call to arrive and tell me which version of the truth I'm living in. Federal agents pour onto the property within 5 minutes. The lead agent is a woman in her 40s, wearing a dark suit and an FBI badge clipped to her belt. She shows me her credentials while 3 other agents move to intercept Lena's SUV before it can leave the driveway. Noah Watkins? She extends her hand. Special Agent Rebecca Torres, Financial Crimes Unit. Your wife has been working with us for 6 months. The world tilts. Kate's alive? Very much so. She's been in federal protective custody since her surgery. Everything you've discovered today, the house, the USB drive, the recordings, she left it all for you because she knew Lena would make a move once she felt safe. Torres gestures toward the living room. May we come in? I step aside and they enter. Through the window, I watch 2 agents pull Lena from her vehicle. She's shouting, demanding her lawyer, but they're already reading her rights. Torres sets a laptop on Kate's desk and opens a video file. Your wife came to us 6 months ago with evidence of embezzlement and 3 attempts on her life. She had documentation, recordings, financial records, but we needed more than attempted murder to make charges stick. We needed Lena to show her hand completely. The video on her screen shows hospital security footage. A hallway outside a private room. The timestamp reads, 4 months ago, 2:47 a.m. Lena appears in the frame wearing visitor credentials, carrying a purse. She looks both directions, then slips into the room marked J. Morrison, private. That's the fake name Kate used for her surgery, Torres explains. The real surgery, at a legitimate facility in Boston. Not the one Lena arranged. The footage switches to inside the room. Kate lies in the hospital bed. IV line connected to her arm. Monitors beeping steadily. Lena approaches the bed and pulls something from her purse, a syringe filled with clear liquid. My hands ball into fists. Torres continues. Kate knew Lena would try something. She'd been working with a nurse we'd vetted. 20 minutes before this footage, Kate removed her own IV. What Lena injected went into an empty line. On screen, Lena depresses the plunger, checks Kate's monitors, then leaves the room quickly. Kate coded 30 minutes later anyway, a genuine surgical complication, unrelated to what Lena did. But when Kate stabilized, we saw an opportunity. We could stage her death, let Lena think she'd succeeded, and watch what she did next. Torres closes the laptop. The funeral, the will reading, the trust transfer, all of it was theater. Kate has been here, in this house, recovering under federal protection for 3 months. We've had agents watching the property, monitoring Lena's movements, waiting for her to slip up. And the confession I just recorded? That was the slip. Lena admitted to multiple crimes on tape, including threatening your life. Combined with everything else we have, she's looking at decades in prison. I sit down because my legs won't hold me anymore. So Kate's alive. She's actually alive. She's been waiting for this moment. Waiting for you to find the evidence and understand why she had to do things this way. Torres pulls out her phone. Lena was tracking your movements, your bank accounts, your emails. If Kate had told you the truth, Lena would have known immediately. You'd both be dead. Outside, more vehicles arrive. Crime scene investigators, additional agents, lawyers. Lena is being loaded into a federal transport vehicle, still shouting. Torres shows me her phone screen, a text message. Is he safe? It's from Kate. She's been getting updates every hour, Torres says. She wanted to come here herself, but we couldn't risk it until Lena was in custody. She hands me the phone. You can answer her. My hands shake as I type. I'm safe. I found everything. Is it really you? The response comes in seconds. It's really me. I'm sorry, Noah. I'm so sorry. But I'm alive and I'm coming home. Torres stands. We need you to come with us. Give a full statement, review evidence, prepare for what comes next. After that, I went back home within few hours. But first, she gestures to a black sedan pulling up to the house. There's someone who needs to see you. The back door opens, and Kate steps out. She's thinner than I remember. Her hair shorter, moving carefully like someone still healing. But it's her. It's actually her. Our eyes meet across the yard, and she starts walking toward me. 3 months of grief, of anger, of believing she died without saying goodbye, all of it crashes into the reality that she's standing 20 feet away, alive and real and coming closer. I met her halfway. We didn't speak at first. Kate stops 3 feet away, close enough that I can see the surgical scar peeking above her collar, the weight she's lost, the exhaustion carved into her face, close enough to confirm this isn't a hallucination or some cruel trick. She's real. She's alive. I'm sorry, she says, and her voice breaks. Noah, I'm so sorry. I don't know if I want to hold her or scream at her. You let me bury an empty casket. You let me believe you were gone. Tears streamed down her face. I let you grieve so Lena would believe it too. If she'd suspected for 1 second I was alive, she would have found me. She had resources, people willing to help her for money. The only way to stay breathing was to die completely. Agent Torres gives us space, moving back toward the house. The other agents are processing the scene. But out here, it's just Kate and me and 3 months of unanswered questions. When did you know? I ask. When did you know Lena was trying to kill you? Kate wraps her arms around herself. 2 years ago, after the brake lines. I wanted to believe it was random, but then my medication got switched, and I ended up in the ER. That's when I started keeping records. She looks at the house behind me. I found evidence of the embezzlement when I accessed the trust paperwork. $3 million. Gone. Lena had been stealing from Grandma Eleanor for years. Why didn't you tell me? Because you're honest to a fault. You would have confronted her, or gone to the police, or done something that would have tipped her off. Kate's voice is steady now, like she's been practicing this explanation. Lena was tracking your phone, your email, your bank accounts. Every conversation we had, she could have been listening. If I'd told you I was alive, you would have done something, visited this house too soon, asked the wrong questions. She would have killed us both. The logic makes sense, but it doesn't make the pain less real. So you let me think I'd failed you. Let me think you died believing I wasn't enough. I left you a note, Kate says. The lawyer was supposed to give it to you after the will reading. It explained everything was part of a plan, that I needed you to trust me one more time. Lena intercepted it. She made sure you only heard what she wanted you to hear. I think about the will, reading, Lena's cruel words, the way she twisted the knife. She told me you said marrying me was a mistake. I never said that. I would never say that. Kate steps closer. Everything I did, the fake death, the clues in the house, the recordings, I did it because I knew you'd want answers. I knew you wouldn't just accept the story Lena told. I was counting on you being thorough enough to find the truth. What if I hadn't? What if I just sold the house without looking? Then Agent Torres would have contacted you directly. But I hoped I needed to believe you'd come here, that you'd look for me even if you thought I was gone. Her voice drops. I needed to believe you still loved me enough to want to know why. The question I've been avoiding finally comes out. The surgery. Did it work? Kate nods. I'm cancer-free. The genetic risk is reduced to almost nothing. I have a future now, Noah. We have a future, if you still want one with me. I look at this woman I've been married to for 8 years, who survived her sister's murder attempts, who faked her own death and let me grieve alone, who built an elaborate plan to bring down a killer while recovering from major surgery, who trusted I'd find the clues she left and understand why she had to lie. I don't know if I can forgive you for letting me think you were dead, I said. Honestly, I know. I don't know if I'd forgive me either. Kate's hands shake. But I'm asking anyway, because Lena's not done yet, and I need you to help me finish this. Agent Torres approaches. We need both of you to come in. Lena made bail an hour ago. My blood runs cold. What? Posted by an anonymous benefactor. Very expensive. Very connected. She's out, and she knows we have evidence. Torres's expression is grim, which means she's desperate. And desperate people do dangerous things. Kate reaches for my hand. There's more you need to know. About Grandma Eleanor's death, about what Lena's really capable of, about why this goes deeper than money. I look at our joined hands, hers smaller, colder, trembling slightly. How much deeper? Lena didn't just try to kill me. She's been planning this for 15 years. Kate's voice is steady despite the fear in her eyes. And I can prove it, she said. But we need to head somewhere first. A bank that holds a secret. The bank is one of those old Boston institutions with marble floors and brass fixtures that's been around longer than most of the buildings surrounding it. Agent Torres escorts us through a private entrance while 2 other agents wait in the lobby, watching for any sign of Lena. Kate hands an iron key to the bank manager, along with identification I've never seen before, a driver's license with her grandmother's maiden name, Eleanor Morrison. This box was registered in 2009, the year before Mrs. Morrison passed. No one's accessed it since her death 15 years ago. 15 years. The year Kate's grandmother died. We're led into a small, private room. The manager uses Kate's key and his own master key to open box number 447. He places a long metal container on the table and leaves us alone. Kate stares at the box like it might explode. I only found out about this 6 months ago, when I was going through Grandma's old financial records. She left me a letter with her lawyer sealed, only to be opened if I underwent genetic testing and accessed the trust. What did it say? That if I was reading it, Lena had probably already shown me who she really was, and everything I needed to prove it was here. Kate's hands shake as she lifts the lid. Inside are yellowed letters, handwritten on cream stationery. The top one is dated 3 weeks before Eleanor's death, addressed to Kate in careful script. Kate reads aloud. My dearest Kate, if you're reading this, I'm gone, and your sister likely had something to do with it. I've been documenting her behavior for months, the money missing from accounts, the medications that aren't where I left them, the way she watches me when she thinks I'm not looking. I changed my will to protect you, but I fear it won't be enough. She's dangerous, sweetheart. More dangerous than anyone realizes. The next letter is darker. Eleanor describes finding Lena in her bedroom at 3 a.m, standing over her bed. Describes medications switched in bottles. Describes feeling dizzy, confused, her heart racing for no clear reason. I went to my doctor without telling anyone, Eleanor wrote. The blood work showed something wrong, insulin levels dangerously high, but I'm not diabetic. I've never taken insulin. Someone is giving it to me. Kate pulls out a medical file from the bottom of the box. Hospital records from Eleanor's final admission. Toxicology reports, with values circled in red ink. A handwritten note from a nurse clipped to the front. Patient's granddaughter visited alone at 3:17 a.m. The patient became unresponsive 20 minutes later. She attempted to report concerns to Dr. Harris, but was told to let the family grieve. M. Chen, RN. Agent Torres photographs every page with her phone. This is evidence of premeditated murder. Your grandmother knew what was happening and documented it before she died. Why didn't she go to the police? I ask. Because Lena was 17, Kate says quietly. Grandma didn't want to destroy her granddaughter's life over suspicions. She thought changing the will would be enough, that Lena would see the inheritance go to me and just accept it. She didn't understand what Lena was capable of. The final document in the box is a copy of Eleanor's original trust paperwork, showing the $50 million split equally between Kate and Lena until 3 weeks before Eleanor's death, when she changed it. A note in the margin reads, Lena has shown herself unworthy of this family's legacy. All assets to Kate, with stipulation for medical care and charitable foundation. Lena killed our grandmother to speed up her inheritance, Kate says, and her voice is hollow. She thought the will would still split everything equally, but Grandma had already changed it. Lena committed murder and got nothing, so she spent 15 years planning to fix her mistake by killing me. Torres closes her phone. The nurse who wrote that note, Mary Chen, is still working at the same hospital. We can subpoena her testimony. Combined with everything else, Lena's looking at life without parole. But Kate's face is pale. We need to move fast. Lena made bail, which means someone with serious money wants her free. She knows we have evidence. She's going to run, or my phone buzzes. Unknown number, I answered on speaker. Lena's voice is cold, controlled. You think you've won. You and my dead sister are playing detective. But you forgot something important. If you're still here and you are enjoying this story, click subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Agent Torres signals for us to stay quiet while she activates a trace on the call. Kate grips my hand so hard it hurts. I'm listening, I say, keeping my voice neutral. The foundation Kate established, Lena's words are clipped, precise. The one helping all those families with genetic testing. I still have administrative access from when I was listed as her heir. One keystroke, and I transfer every dollar to an offshore account. 12 families lose their treatment funding. How many of them survive without it? Kate's foundation has been operational for 3 months, funding preventive care for families who can't afford it. Real people, depending on money Lena can steal with a single transfer. You wouldn't, I say. I've already killed 2 people, Noah. A few more deaths won't make prison any longer. Her voice is flat, emotionless. I've spent 15 years cleaning up my mistakes. What's a few more bodies? Agent Torres scribbles on a notepad. Keep her talking. What do you want? I ask. You destroy the evidence from the safety deposit box. Kate withdraws her testimony. The FBI drops the investigation. In exchange, I leave the foundation money intact and disappear to a country without extradition treaties. You're asking us to let a murderer walk free. I'm offering you a choice. Justice for people already dead, or survival for people who are still alive. You have 12 families depending on that money. Children. Noah. Little kids who'll develop the same cancer that almost killed Kate. You really want their deaths on your conscience? Kate leans toward the phone. You're bluffing. You don't have real access to those accounts. Silence. Then, Lena laughs. Hollow and bitter. There's my sister. Still alive. Still 10 steps ahead. Did you enjoy your funeral, Kate? I gave a beautiful eulogy. Cried real tears. Everyone believed me. Because you're a good liar, Kate says. But not good enough. I never gave you real administrative access. You're looking at dummy accounts, fake numbers I set up in case you tried exactly this. The real foundation money is in a protected trust you can't touch." The line goes quiet for several seconds. When Lena speaks again, her voice is different, higher, strained. "You thought of everything, didn't you? Always the perfect one. Always Grandma's favorite. Even when I killed her. Even when I took everything. You still found a way to win." Agent Torres's eyes go wide. She's recording every word. "I was 17, Lena continues. And now she's talking fast, words tumbling out like a dam breaking. "I was 17, and Grandma caught me stealing. She said she was going to disinherit me, leave everything to you because you were trustworthy. So I fixed it. Insulin in her IV. Simple, clean. She went to sleep and didn't wake up." Kate's face is white. "Lena, stop talking." But the will had already changed. She'd already cut me out, and I didn't know. 15 years. I spent 15 years watching you control money that should have been mine. Watching you be the saint. The survivor. The one everyone loved. So I decided to fix that too. If you died before accessing the trust, it defaulted to me. I'd finally get what I deserved. Torres is frantically signaling her team. Through the bank's window, I see federal vehicles moving into position. "Where are you right now?" I ask, trying to keep her talking. "Standing outside the federal building. Where you are. I'm not hiding anymore." Her voice cracks. "I'm tired of hiding. I killed Grandma for nothing. I tried to kill Kate and she faked her death like it was a game. I lost everything, and you two get to ride off into the sunset with $50 million and your heartwarming survival story. Lena, tell Kate she won. Tell her she was always better than me, just like Grandma said, just like everyone said." The line goes dead. Torres is already running for the exit. She's here. Agents report she's in the plaza with her radio crackles. "Get down." She's armed. Kate and I hit the floor as the sound of shouting erupts outside. 3 gunshots crack through the air. Then silence. The gunshots weren't from Lena. They were warning shots from federal agents when she pulled what turned out to be a phone from her jacket. In her breakdown, in her desperation to make one final statement, Lena had walked straight into a federal building with agents waiting. She's arrested for the second time in 12 hours. No bail this time. No anonymous benefactor. Just handcuffs and a transport vehicle to a detention facility while Agent Torres secures her phone as evidence. The recording of her confession, admitting to murdering our grandmother, to 15 years of planning, to multiple attempts on Kate's life, is played for prosecutors within an hour. "This is airtight," Torres tells us in the federal building's conference room. Combined with the hospital footage, the safety deposit box evidence, and the financial records, she'll never see daylight again. Kate sits beside me, exhausted but alive. "When does this go to trial?" "Grand jury hearing tomorrow morning. We'll present everything. But there's something else you should consider." Torres pulls up a video file on her laptop. "We can keep this quiet. Let it play out in court away from media attention. Or you can control the narrative before Lena's lawyers try to spin it." Kate knows what she's suggesting. "You want me to go public. I want you to tell your story before someone else tells it for you. Lena's been playing the grieving sister for 3 months. If people find out you're alive through a court filing, the first question they'll ask is, why you lied." That night, Kate records a video in the federal building's media room. No script, just her, a camera, and the truth. "My name is Kate Watkins," she begins. 3 months ago, the world was told I died from surgical complications. That was a lie, a necessary one. The truth is, my sister, Lena Hale, spent 15 years trying to murder me to steal a $50 million inheritance. This is my story. She explains the genetic mutation, the trust fund, discovering the embezzlement, the murder attempts. She shows the hospital security footage of Lena with the syringe, plays audio of Lena's confession, displays documents from the safety deposit box. Everything legally cleared for public release. I faked my death because it was the only way to stay alive long enough to gather evidence that would put my sister in prison where she belongs. I'm sorry to everyone I hurt with that deception. I'm especially sorry to my husband, who grieved me while I was in protective custody. But I'm not sorry for surviving. The video posts at 6 in the morning. By 8, it has 500,000 views. By noon, every major news outlet is covering it. The contrast is devastating. News stations replay Lena's interviews from the past 3 months, crying about losing Kate, establishing a foundation in her memory, accepting sympathy from community leaders, and cut them against Kate's video, showing the attempted murder footage. Social media goes wild. Hashtags trend. Lena's business associates distance themselves. Her charity work is exposed as funded by embezzled trust money. Companies she worked with announce investigations into their financial dealings. The grand jury hearing happens that afternoon. Kate testifies for 2 hours, walking through the timeline, presenting evidence, answering questions. I testify about the will reading, Lena's confession at the house, the threats. Agent Torres presents the FBI's investigation findings. The nurse who witnessed Eleanor's final hours, Mary Chen, now 43 and still working at the same hospital, testifies remotely. She describes what she saw 15 years ago and why she stayed silent. I was 28, a new nurse. Lena Hale threatened my job if I reported my concerns. I was too scared to push back. I've regretted it every day since. By 4 in the afternoon, the grand jury returns indictments on 11 charges, 2 counts of first-degree murder, conspiracy, wire fraud, embezzlement, obstruction of justice, witness tampering, filing false documents, and trust fund fraud. Maximum sentence: life without parole. Lena's lawyer tries damage control with a press conference, arguing Kate's fake death proves she's manipulative, that the FBI entrapped his client, that evidence was obtained improperly, but nobody's listening. The video of Lena's phone confession, her own voice admitting to killing her grandmother, to targeting Kate, destroys any defense strategy. That evening, Kate and I watch news coverage from a hotel room under protective custody. Every channel is running the story. Legal experts debate the ethics of faking death. Medical professionals discuss genetic testing importance. Families helped by Kate's foundation speak out, defending her decision, sharing how the funding saved their lives. I wanted justice, Kate says quietly. I didn't want to be famous. We can disappear after the trial, I offer. Sell the house. Move somewhere quiet. Kate shakes her head. No more hiding. We finish this. The trial happens 4 months later. The courtroom is packed with media, victims' advocates, and families from Kate's foundation. Lena sits at the defense table, looking smaller, somehow designer clothes replaced with plain prison attire, her confidence shattered. The prosecution presents overwhelming evidence. Hospital footage showing the attempted murder, financial records documenting 15 years of theft, Eleanor's letters and the toxicology report proving premeditated murder, audio recordings of Lena confessing to everything, testimony from the corrupt surgeon who agreed to botch Kate's surgery in exchange for $200,000. Lena's defense argues temporary breakdown, childhood trauma, psychological disorders. They bring expert witnesses claiming she suffered diminished capacity, but cross-examination destroys them. Prosecutors show Lena's careful planning, years of preparation, calculated bribes, systematic manipulation. This wasn't a mental illness. This was methodical, patient murder for profit. Kate takes the stand on day 7. She speaks directly to the jury, steady and clear. My sister didn't kill out of desperation. She killed for money and status. She killed because she believed she deserved what our grandmother chose to give me. She killed because she spent her whole life thinking success means taking from others rather than building something herself. The jury deliberates for 7 hours. The verdict: guilty on all counts. Sentencing comes 2 weeks later. The judge reads it without emotion. Life in prison without possibility of parole for Eleanor's murder, with consecutive sentences for attempted murder, fraud, and obstruction. Lena shows no reaction as guards led her away. But before she disappears through the courtroom doors, she looks back at Kate one final time. No words, just acknowledgement that she lost. 6 months after the trial, Kate's foundation has expanded to 8 cities across the country. They've helped 76 families afford genetic testing and preventive care. 5 women are alive today because of treatments the foundation funded. Kate runs it with the same precision she used to gather evidence against Lena. I joined as operations director, finally understanding that her secrecy was never about not trusting me, it was about keeping me alive. We keep the Victorian house where I found the truth. It becomes a recovery center for families undergoing genetic testing and treatment, a place where people can stay during procedures, supported by counselors and medical staff who understand what they're facing. The room where I discovered the USB drive stays preserved exactly as it was, the safe behind the London Bridge painting, the desk covered in evidence, Kate's laptop with the videos that told me she was alive. We keep it as a reminder that sometimes survival requires impossible choices. Our marriage is a work in progress. We attend therapy every week. We argue about the secrets, about the 3 months I spent grieving, about whether there was another way. We cry. We slowly rebuild trust that was broken by necessary lies. I don't know if I would have been strong enough to do what you did, I told her one evening. To let you think I was dead if it saved your life. I hope you never have to find out, Kate says. The foundation receives one piece of mail that Kate doesn't throw away, a letter from Lena, forwarded through her prison lawyer. Not addressed to Kate, but to me. You asked me once why I hated her. The truth? I didn't hate her. I envied her. She had courage to choose people over profit. I thought winning meant having more than everyone else. She understood winning meant helping others survive. She was always better. I just couldn't admit it until I had nothing left. Kate reads it once, then files it away. She doesn't get to rewrite herself as misunderstood. She made choices. She lives with them. 1 year after the trial, we stand at Eleanor's grave with fresh flowers and a photograph from the foundation's newest clinic opening. Kate places it against the headstone. We did it, Grandma, she whispers. We protected your legacy. We stopped her. I take her hand. What now? Kate smiles genuinely, without the weight of fear she carried for so long. We live. We build. We help people who need it, and we face whatever comes next together. We looked at each other and smiled. If you love this story, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Tell me in the comments where you're listening from, and if you were in Kate's shoes, what would you have done differently?